Also, I'm checking YouTube, and when we go live, I will see.
So it looks like we are live, right?
Yeah, it looks like we're live.
Okay,
At
awesome.
first, guys, when you hear us, please send the plus in comments, so we should understand that you're here as well, and we can start our stream.
Yeah, I totally agree. Uh, Put your plus sign on, make any comment in the comment section. Doesn't matter, are you in a YouTube or in a Twitter? So we understand that you can basically hear us and see us, okay?
Okay,
Uh, yeah, so
we had a lot of
let
pluses.
so you see the pluses, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
we can
Sounds
start.
fantastic.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you all for joining this brand new educational series. We are Leech Protocol. Here, I'm actually the Chief Marketing Officer of the Leech Protocol, and Vlad is here with me as the advisor of the Leech Protocol. And the idea behind this educational content here to give more insights, more educational content for everyone who is interested in becoming more proficient in the yield farming itself and in DeFi overall. So this is not going to be just one video or one series. This is going to be ongoing series about different details going like from an overall strategy into like deep diving into the tactics level of the DeFi and the yield farming. And we are, as the Leech Protocol, we are cross-chain yield aggregator. And what we try to achieve right now is to create, is to do to get DeFi easy again, to bring DeFi easy again. Because if you are as like Vlad, I'll introduce him a little bit later. But if you're like a Vlad who is like every day farming, yield farming, you understand that the farming today is kind of routine, something like going to the office. And if you if you want to get some optimal yields these days, you need to be almost 24/7 on tracking your deposits and understanding what's going on in the market, all those recs, etc. So this is the big idea behind the Leech protocol to make DeFi easy again and yield farming easy again, just to for you to deposit your stable coins. Not right now. We are still early in the closed mode, so you cannot do it right now. All you just can subscribe to our social networks and wait for the product to go live. But our idea for you as the end user, as the retail, to get your stable coins deposited to the Leech protocol, and we automate different strategies and mechanics, something like delta neutral strategies and another strategies that we will describe later in this educational series, in our blog, in our social networks. And everything, like all the mess, all the hustle, all the headache is gonna take our automated mechanism, which is the core of the Leech protocol. And this is just an overall, the big idea of our product. And today we are going to start, understanding details step by step with Vlad, who is, I believe, and I think that he's the professional yield farmer, and he's kind of a teacher as well, because Vlad is really likes to educate everyone about the DeFi mechanics, DeFi economics, all this deflationary, inflationary tokens, all this, DeFi mess that we are going to deep dive today. So can you, Vlad, please introduce yourself?
Thank you so much. Thank you for the intro. I'm Vlad. I'm Vlad Dijan. We had a channel, Dijan Hustle, in which we describe how crypto work in a deeps. I'm in crypto during the past 4 years, and I was with crypto from the early beginning of the DeFi and the DeFi summer. I'm a first user of Uniswap V1. I had the first drop in DeFi summer, which was Uni, and I know a lot of mechanics and a lot of stuff in deep behind the yield farming, behind all of this. And we decided with the Leech Protocol to create the educational series, and our future concepts will be totally based on your reactions. So if you will like it, we will continue. If you don't, we don't. And today we want to talk about the yield farming, and we want to dive deep as much as we can. Like the code is deeper. We will talk about the mechanics and how it works. So you can definitely share this video with someone who just start farming, just start understanding how it works. And this series will be kind of a lecture from the university. So enjoy, and we need my iPad in a studio. We will draw today.
Yeah,
So here's our
just
agenda.
Vlad, just to interrupt you, I want to remind that we got a 200 USDT price pool today, and our schedule for today is something right like 15 minutes of talking, me and you, and more often you than me. And 10 minutes we will devote to answer, all the questions, not all of the questions, because I see we got like almost 100 of questions right now. So we will answer some of them in the end of the stream. So if you want to get your airdrop, so you need to be live until the end of this live, please. And we will get the best questions about the Leech protocol itself and the yield farming itself. Yeah, so this is kind of important thing. So, and over to you, mate.
Okay, thank you, Yeah, remember the price pool. So we start with the farming, like with the basics, with the main concept. What is farming, and what is the liquidity mining? If we can think a bit deeply, farming is kind of complex with tools of earning some rewards in a DeFi. So it's kind of combination of ways and combination of tools which can help you to earn rewards in a DeFi. And if you can imagine farming, it's just a word like a mining, if you remember. And this mean a bit the same, but with the mining you should have the ASIC, like the computer, which can help you to mine Bitcoins or any other coins. For the farming, you just need your liquidity. And in the farming, we have a lot of concepts. We can start with the simplest, the liquidity mining. Then we can continue with some vaults, then some lendings and borrowings and other. So this kind of combination. Also we can add here staking. All of this is a yield farming. So
Yeah,
there's only one word which can explain the possibles of ways and tools of how you can earn liquidity, of how you can earn rewards in a DeFi world. But the main thing in a farming, like the base on which farming is built, is a liquidity mining. And if
can
we
I
can,
can I can I interrupt you, Vlad,
yeah,
right
sure,
now?
you can interrupt me
So
and
yeah,
go with the
thank
questions.
you. So I saw just a lot of questions, and one of them, and most often they're from the beginners who want to get into DeFi. And the first one is like, what's the difference between the term itself, the farming and the yield farming? Is it the same one? Is it equal?
It's the same as it equal, like farming is the simplest word of the yield farming. And the main question is what's the difference between the yield farming and the liquidity mining?
Yeah.
It will be like more professional to ask and to answer. And the difference between the farming and the liquidity mining is that the liquidity mining is a base for the all farming stuff, because if you think a bit deeply, like you will think of what does it mean, like you think about a bit of the semantics. That means like you are mine on your liquidity, so you should give your liquidity to the project, and you will be able to mine, or the same word is farm, something on your liquidity. So it's kind of depositing stuff in a bank systems. It's the same, because you can go to any bank account, any banks, open the account, participate in depositing funds and receiving some reward, because the bank take your money and, for example, for the lending and borrowing, for any other investments, whatever, and the bank give you the interest. So the same is in banking, and you should understand that at first we have farming as a word of combination of all possible ways to earn, and one of the base part of the farming is the liquidity mining. So that's like, the most common stuff in a farming and in the DeFi. But I want to share with you some historical facts, how that was start, and what we have now. You can easily understand what's going on. Here is some timeline. I want to start with early beginning, like Satoshi Nakamoto and the Bitcoin. We will start with 2015 and the era of ETH is like the early step of DeFi, because the main idea of Ethereum was the smart contracts, that everyone will be able to create their own DApp, decentralized application based on the smart contract. After the 2015, we had as you know, the ICOs bull run. It's 2017 and 2018. And during all of this bull run, as we know, like 95% of the projects was a scam. But you should understand that also during this bull run, we had the ICOs of Aave, also the ICOs of REN, the REN Bridge and Aave, also the ICOs of ZeroX, and the ICOs of Cyber Network, and the ICOs of Bancor, and the ICOs of Synthetics.
It's like the .com, right? It's like the .com in 2000 zeros. Like lots of them, they most often dumped, but some of them, they were Google and the Facebook, the products that changed the whole Web2 landscape.
Then in 2012, we had the Uniswap launch. From my point of view, we can say that from this, after the launch, we started new era. So this was the ETH era, but from this we started the DeFi era. And during this period from 2020 to 2021, we had a lot of projects which was launched, like Compound, like all of this famous Sushi, like
Leech Protocol.
Yam. Leech Protocol is a bit later.
In the end of the 21.
At the end of the 21. And Leech Protocol. And the yield farming was started from the compound. So compounds start incentivizing lending and borrowers by their governance token just to attract more liquidity. And after the compound, Yarn Finance was created by Andrew Cornier. Yarn Finance is a project with we can say that is the start of the yield farming era inside of the DeFi era, because the first thing what Yarn Finance did is changing their lending protocols. Like they choose between the percentage from the compound and Aave, and just depositing in lending which had a more interest for all bank of funds. And that's the simplest historical timeline. So we start with Ethereum, and what we should know that Compound was the first one who started incentivizing users by giving them the governance token, and that was like awesome, because after it, any projects, any DeFi app start yield farming. We had a lot of stuff. We had a lot of projects like the Harvest Finance, like PQFly Finance. We had all of this Pool Run and the DeFi Summer. So that's a bit about the historical stuff. Then we want to talk about the liquidity mining as a basic concept of farming, as we said, but we want to make some examples with the liquidity pools. Okay, so everything is good. We're moving on. Liquidity mining is a basic of farming, the base concept, and how does it work? So we can imagine like we have some DEX with some pools. It can be Ether, it can be Rapid BTC and USDT. And you as a liquidity provider can provide here liquidity, like for example $10K equal with ETH. For example, 1 ETH cost $1,000. So you can provide here 5 ETH and $5,000. As the same for the BTC, so you will provide 0.0 something BTC and also $5,000. It depends on the price of BTC, and you will be able to earn some fees on swaps. So you, like a liquidity provider, earn some fees. It depends on the protocols. It can be 0.05 percentage, and any traders which want to trade, for example, ETH for DAI, will pay you these fees. And DEX also can implement some extra fee to earn on each trade. It can be like 0.2. So the final fee for the trader will be combination of this fee, 0.7. The trader will pay on each trade, and the liquidity provider receive their reward, and the DEX also receive their reward. But all of this works great, but that was not enough, because we had a lot of chains: chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and we had a lot of DEXs on these chains. Like, for example, just on the Binance Smart Chain, we had the Pancake Swap, we had B swap also. On Ethereum, we had a lot of DEXs. On any chains, we have 2, 3, 4, 5 major DEXs, and on all of these chains, we had a lot of competitors which offer not only the fees, also they offer some government tokens just to attract the liquidity to especially their DEX, because as much liquidity they have, they can attract more traders. More traders can make more volume, and on this volume, the liquidity providers and the DEX can earn the fees. So that's why we received such a great feature in the DeFi world, like farming and the liquidity mining, because we had a lot of at the DeFi summer, we had a lot of chains, we had a lot of DeFi projects and the apps, and all of them compete for the liquidity. So what they able to do, they not able to create a fake volume, they just able to increase the APR by incentivizing with the government's token, and they are attracting more liquidity. On the more liquidity, they making more volume and earning more fees. That's
And
how it works.
in one word, it's just like an inflation. It's like a money from a thin air.
Yeah,
Is it?
in money from the air. And about the money from the air, we can talk a bit more. For now, we should say that the main concept, like the main concept of farming is attracting liquidity. So attracting liquidity to DEXs, lendings, any kind of projects. Whatever you done, whatever you want to do, you can just increase your liquidity by making opportunities for the farmers. If you want to create synthetics, if you want to create the perpetual, if you want to create some stable coins, you can just make the farming feature and you will attract the liquidity. But we have the main problem of the farming. And to understand the main problem of farming, I want to say it first, is the Ponzinomics, the Ponzi and the scam. And to understand it more better, I want to create the real example of how it works. And during this example, we should imagine that we are shitty DeFi builders, and we are built the project. So it's like an example. We will create a token. The token is called DGen.
Degen Vlad. Let's do it. Degen Vlad.
Perfect.
What is Ponzianomics, right? Am I pronouncing right? What is that?
Yeah, you're pronouncing right.
Never heard about that.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. So I want you to remind you that we still got like 200 United States dollars for the best questions. during this AMA session. So if you will stay here until the end, so we will pick up to 10 best questions and we will answer about the Leech Protocol and about the yield farming. So back to Vlad and the Ponzinomics.
Yeah, you asked me like, what is the Ponzi? Ponzi,
Yeah.
it was a guy from the United States, and he find a way how to buy one part of cash from one country, sell to another country, to another cash, to another papers, to another marks, etc., etc., etc. So he built a kind of way how he can convert the assets, and based on this way he earned about 400 percentage on one cycle. And after it his friends giving him money and say like, bro, can you do this for us, please? We want to also earn as much as you. That's perfect. And he did it several times, and after it he understand, and he didn't he like he understand that is he don't need to do the cycle. He just need to take money from the first ones and giving them to the second ones, and do it again, and that's his name was a Ponzi, and that's why we call Ponzinomics. That's a bit of the history of the Ponzi. So back in our example,
It's
we
like
can
95% of the crypto in the 2022, right?
yeah we can make the example. For example, we have a Vlad Digital token, the 1 million of the tokens. We can divide it like 20% of this token we will take for the liquidity pools. Also 40 we will take like a dev reward or like dev fund, and also 40 we will divide to the farming or incentivization program. All starting is nice. We have several steps to make it real. The first step, we need to create a token. Create a token. You can just Google how to create a token, or you can find the web application just to create your C20 or BIP20 token with all of your settings like supplies, decimals, the ticker, and transferable, non-transferable, everything already in a way of tilde or Wix for the website. So you can the constructor and create what you need. The first step is creating a token. The second step is creating a pool. So we should create a pool with our token. And as an example, we can take, as you know, we should invest equal in the pool. So we can just start with 10K of Digital token and 10K of DAI, for example. In this case, when we just created the pool, we will have the price that one Vlad Digital token will cost 1 DAI. Right after it, we should create the farming contract. Farming contract. So what means the farming contract? Is also the simplest thing is a contract for the token. You can also find a constructor, just type farming as a service into the Google, and you will find the solutions in which you can create a farming contract. How does it work? So in a farming contract, you firstly offer users to come here to liquidity pool, invest their money, and then stake LP token into the farming contract. And right after it, the user will be able to receive your reward. And this reward will be the same Vlad Degen token, what we allocated especially for the farming. So here will be 40% of our supply for the farming. We just send it to the farming contract, and farming contract will allocate all of these tokens to all LP holders which are invested in this pool. So this is the third step, creating the farming contract. The fourth step is start marketing.
That's the main step.
Start marketing. And also we have the final step. But I want to make a picture with some graph, how it will works and how it will look. At first, when we created the token, nothing happening. After we created the pool, we will receive the price. The price $1. When we creating the farming contract and starting the marketing, we are the main thing. We are offering people firstly to buy VDGen token, throw the pool, then invest LPs into the farming contract, and third, receiving reward. During all of this process, during the marketing, we will have a great fucking pump. For example, 18 the $10 for the tokens, because users want to participate, and they see the highest APR in our front end. It can be like 1000%, wherever it can be more. I guess you will see more and less. And during all of this process, when we start marketing, we are offering user to buy the token, then stake the LPs, then receiving the reward. We see the great pump, and right after it, we are taking our dev fund and just dump it. Then all users
Easy money.
which didn't understand what's going on also will sell the rest of the tokens. And this is the final step. We just need to sell the dev fund. And this is how most of the DeFi projects in the DeFi summer makes a shit tons of money. And this is the major problem of the farming and of the DeFi protocols, because we can make the line and we have one hand and the other hand. Like, it's all about the tokenomics, because the incentivization programs, like this farming example with the DGen token, is a part of the tokenomics. And during the creation of the tokenomics and during all of these processes with the incentivization, we have two hands. Be careful and attention. The first hand is inflation. and second hand is the deflation. And during the inflation, we have some tools or some mechanics to make our tokenomics more inflationary. And farming is one of them. And we should beat the inflationary mechanics with our deflationary mechanics. And one of the deflationary mechanics, it can be burning and buybacks and burning the tokens. For example, during all of this process, we had a great volume on our pair. And if we are an owner of the DEX, because mostly this kind of example was taken by the DEXs just to cheat, to take users' funds and making this great pump and major dump. If we are a DEX, we had a great volume, and during this great volume, we are earning some fees, as we described before. And during the inflationary mechanics, we can, for example, buy back our tokens, which we just give in for free, and burn it.
It's like the cake, for example, right?
Yeah, it's kind of it's like cake, or it's like sushi. We can find more examples, but the main difference is in a crypto we don't have any regulations, and the cheaters yet.
The
just
key word is yet.
The cheaters just checking that in a crypto, in a DeFi, we have the way how they can earn money, and without regulations, without the like any financial monitoring, so they just taking the user funds without the taking exactly user funds, because you're investing and you're receiving your tokens, you're receiving the reward, but your reward will cost nothing after the end and after the developers will sell their fund. So that's how it works, and that's the major problem of the farming is Ponzinomics, and basing on the rewards. If we have a lot of projects like competitors, so it will be DEX 1, DEX 2, DEX 3, DEX is a decentralized exchange, DEX 4, etc., etc. If all of them will have opportunities for the farming with some APRs, 20, 40, 100, whatever, they will compete for the liquidity. So the liquidity will go to the best one. And liquidity, I mean the money, the TVL, the total value locked, will be on the best project with the best APR. And this, the second major problem is a jump in liquidity. Because all of these projects don't own the liquidity. They just offer the opportunities, and during the offering the opportunities, they're making more inflationary stuff, and they are killing their token. Just giving it for free. If you're receiving the token for free, you will sell it, and this is the two major problem of the farming is the Ponzinomics and the jump in liquidity.
Is there any other way to get new users rather than incentivizing the liquidity pools, or like for staking? Is it necessary to introduce this kind of inflationary mechanics? Maybe there are some other ways to get users to the dApps or the protocols like layer ones, layer twos.
This is not necessary, and the example is a Uniswap v3. Is a concentrated liquidity. They don't have any farming, so you didn't receive any rewards on Uni tokens. You're receiving the commission of the trades, and because the concept of Uniswap v3 are really awesome for the DeFi world, you can earn, for example, on a pair Ether USDC, like 20 APR or even more. And all of this depends of
just from the commissions, right?
Yeah, this is only just from the commissions. All of this depends on the prices of ETH which you will choose during the providing liquidity to UniV3. But this is this should be independent lecture about the UniV3 and how it works.
Yeah.
For now,
by the way,
I can.
Vlad, we got just 5 more minutes until we need to stop and get to the questions. Yeah.
I wanna continue with different farming concepts, different farming schemes. So what it can be, just an example. For example, is a vault. That's when you're investing into liquidity pools, you are receiving some reward, and the smart contract for you taking this reward, selling the reward into the 2 tokens which are needed for the liquidity pools and invested in. That's how vaults works. Also, I want to talk about the lending delta natural. Delta natural. How it works? You can, for example, go to the lending protocol like Aave or Compound, lend USDT, and borrow kind of asset. It can be wherever. It can be, for example, synthetics, SNX, and invest this SNX into the staking, which had more APR than you should pay for your borrow. For example, here we have -5%, and here we have 10. And you don't care about the price of SNX because you have the SNX here and SNX here. And if SNX will go down, you don't care because you're earning the differences between the APRs. But when the SNX going up, you should care a bit because here can be a liquidation from your USDT and your position of SNX. So you should care only about this stuff of the liquidation first, and the second, the differences between the APR. So that's how
can you elaborate more about the liquidation there? Everyone is got a fear of being liquidated. This is like a term that everyone knows, but no one understands how it really works in a DeFi. And
that's not simple, but I can. So in any lending protocols, we have lend and borrow, and you should when you're creating the lending protocol, you should have more collateral than the depths. So an example, you should have 150 50% of collaterals
instead
of 100% of debt. That means that you can supply, for example, 10 ETH with the price of $10K, with the value of $10K, and you will be able to borrow only $7K, 7K USDC, for example.
Yeah,
and
it's like
when
DAI works, right?
when your debt will cost the same as your collateral, or nearly the same, like 10K and 9K, the lending protocol will open the way for the liquidation. So the lending protocol will propose anyone to take this position, so some user will be able to go to the market, buy, for example, 5K USDC, repaying the debts instead of you, and he will receive the part of your collateral is the same 5K, but in value of ETH, with the commission for the liquidation. And why it's profitable? Because user receive the commission, which will be cutted from your collateral. That's how it works.
Okay.
So
awesome.
After liquidation, we will have here 4K and 5K of the collateral. And the collateral will cost more than the debts. And we can go in forward and also cut 2K and 2K from here, and step after the step, it's called slashing. So the liquidation in the lending protocol is called slashing, because the liquidator slash your deposit, slash your position. That's how it works.
Thank you very much.
Briefly, to talk about also the different farming scheme and the components, we also have the stablecoin stable farming. When you just put USDT and USDC to the pool and earning some rewards. Also, we have the leverage yield farming. We can talk about it later more, because also we should have another session and another lecture about the leverage yield farming. And in the final part of our discussion, I know that we had just 10 minutes, but I want to take 1 minute more and talk about the risks, because everyone from our audience should know more about the risks of farming. The first is the chain risks, because it's simple. Any chain can just stop, because the chain works on the validators, and the validators for some reason can just stop supporting the chain. You saw a lot of stuff happening with Solana. So first, you should understand on which chain are you participating in farming opportunities, and you should believe in this chain, like you're believing in Ethereum, and ask yourself, do you believe in other chains on which you have the farming opportunities? The second risk as wallets. because also them can be compromised, and they have a lot of hacks, and during all of this stuff, during only the 2 years, we had a lot of hacks of the wallets. Then third one is nature of the tokens. Nature of tokens. You should definitely understand which tokens are you taking to the farming. And if you're participating in stablecoin farming, you should definitely understand what are the stablecoins inside. Is the algo stablecoins, over collateralized stablecoins, or the fiat-based stablecoins? And if you're participating with wrap tokens, for example, because you cannot use BTC on Ethereum, you are using wrapped BTC on Ethereum, and you should understand the risks of these tokens, and that's the nature, like how they come and what they do, and what is these tokens. Then you should take into account that we have the DEX smart contracts with some vulnerabilities, because all of the smart contracts are written by people, and people making the mistakes. That's why we had a lot of auditors in crypto world, in the DeFi sphere. And then you should take into account that we had a separate smart contracts, and this is a farming smart contract. Farming smart contract. And also written by people, and people making mistakes. Then you should take into account the nature of the reward token, because as we talked before, it can be inflationary or deflationary, and you should definitely understand what you should do: sell it for now or hold on your wallet. And the final, you should definitely understand what about the fees to enter the farm or to withdraw the liquidity, and what about the lockups for your money. So for example, some farms offering you a really great APRs, but you will lock your funds for a year. You should take all of this into account, and only after you will understand everything in this checklist, you should make the decision about the farming. And that's all.
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, there are lots of things to learn about the DeFi. While I was listening to you, I understand that we need to do like dozens and then dozens and other videos with the details, like the step by step about each the questions. So we got, I think, like almost 100 questions about the product and about the yield farming. This is the first one for you, Vlad, actually. So what's the difference between APR and API? I mean, I think you love this one. Looks like
Yeah,
many
this,
projects are misleading the investors. Could you please
of course, of course.
kindly
That's
explain it?
That's a simple, because the APR means annual percentage rate, and APY means annual percentage yield. And the difference is that APR, that this is the reward which you are getting for sure, and APR every time is lower than APY. And the APY is the reward which you can receive. Imagine taking into account which you can receive, not received, can receive, only after you will make auto compounding. So you will take in the reward, then selling it into 2 tokens, then adding to the body of the deposit and do it again, 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 again. This is the APY, and the APR is what you receiving now. So what you will receive for sure.
Thank you very much. Um, by the way, we'll have another stream about the product, the platform, the Leech protocol itself. So I'll get just like a few questions right now that I'll gonna answer by myself. And the first one is, where did you get your smart contract? Who created and how safe is it? So we have our own team of the software developers and engineers right now. We got their in-house and we got them outsourced. Now we will share. Actually, some of the information is in our socials, but we will share more about their background. And the regarding how safe is it, so we have a project with the one of the major players in this industry who is auditing it right now. And when will it's gonna be done, we will share the audit, and you will like the name because this is one of the big security firms in the industry. So another one is from Milana. It's for you, Vlad. I believe it's for you. How is yield farming profitable for me to invest in it? Do you know how to answer it?
Kinda. So for now, in the winter, we had just a few opportunities to earn on the yield farming. I want to talk more about the stablecoin farmings because if you'll take just a simple regular farming with volatile assets, I guess in 99% you will lose your funds because all of these tokens will go into the deep because as you know, as we described before, most of the projects just want to dump their dev fund, and they're doing it now in the crypto winter because they should have some money to live, to eat, to buy burgers, because they also are people. I want to talk about the stablecoin farmings. And in the stable coins, we have only few opportunities for now. So we have Curve on Ethereum, and you can earn up to 7 or 8 percentage per year on your deposit, and that's kind of safety stuff because if Curve will fall, I guess we are all will search for the new industry and for the new work for the next 4 or 3 years. Also, we have the Stargate is a breach with native tokens, and they have farming opportunities for the stable coins up to the same as 7 or 8 percentage of annual return. And you can also go deeper, but it will be more risky for you. You can also go, for example, to other chains like Tezos or Celo or not the first 10. And on these chains, you can find the major dexes with opportunities for their stable coins with annual return of 20-25 percentage. But this is more risky for you because definitely you trust more to Curve than some decks on chain in the end of the list in DeFi Llama. So this is the answer. For now, yes, you can find the opportunities, but you should take into account all risks and all stuff which you described today to understand it, to don't be a guy in a casino.
Yeah, we got another one about the risks, but first of all, we have one about the product. And the question for the Leech protocol, I believe it's for me, is it's a theoretical one, how to automate the farm so that it does not make much time, and is it possible for it to invest profits? I believe this is the whole idea of the Leech protocol right now. And what we do, we are trying to automate everything. I mean, everything. Uh, all the things that Vlad is mentioning, this is something that our research team is gonna do. Research every product, I'll research every liquidity pool, or like incentivizing how is it inflationary or deflationary token, all things that you should not deep dive into if you want to get into the DeFi and you want to get some optimal yields. We call it optimal yields, we don't call it high yields, depending on the market conditions, of course. And of course the Leech protocol is what it's gonna do. It's gonna reinvest profits for you. You just need to click that you want to reinvest the profits, and that's all that you need to do. If you want to do an auto compound and more, it's gonna be like cross chain, because the Leech protocol is the cross chain, and what we do, we automatically, like algorithmically, via the smart contracts, of course, we transfer liquidity from one chain to another chain, chasing, if I can say that, chasing the optimal yields across the whole crypto industry, across like EVM and first of all EVM chains, and after that we will get into the non-EVM chains. And the third one, I believe this is the final for you, Vlad, because we are like out of time. And I think you like this question and you just mentioned it. What are the risks associated with the yield farming? This question goes from the Charles Mayer handle from the Twitter.
Yeah, that's really. We had this question because we had the explanation in the agenda, but there's a really nice question because the question not about projects and the question about the topic of our stream. So I described the risks as the chains, wallets, nature of the tokens, tax smart contracts, farming smart contracts, nature of the reward token, and the fees and locks. But I also want to take some questions from the comments from our stream. I just pick up the random questions. Some guys say that that's a good way to explain DeFi. Thank you so much. We'll have this lesson in record to watch it later. Of course, this is a stream on YouTube. You will be able to watch it later. What are the nice questions? Vlad, can you please answer if yield farming is better than staking? It's hard to answer. If you will find the staking of the decentralized staking of the stable coins with high return is better. But the main question should be how the project will earn on your liquidity. Because if you can't find the answer on these questions, the projects mostly scam because they just attracting liquidity to steal it. If the project can attract liquidity for some reasons, for example, to make a volume, then the project can earn some fees on this volume. So when you trying to find the great opportunity for the yield farming, you also should go deep into the documentation of the project and understand if they earning on your liquidity. If yes, is good. If no, think why they need your liquidity. And that's why I'm talking about it, because in a staking opportunities, if you're not stake for the validators, if you're stake in the smart contracts, I didn't see the ways how the project can use your liquidity in decentralized way, not centralized way. So you should understand the differences. What else we have here? Comp used to be my favorite project. Thank you. It's perfect. The mastodons.
I got one for me. I got one
go
for
ahead.
me from Hakim Kuranga. I sorry to mispronounce it. It's from YouTube actually. There have been many yield farming platforms in the crypto space, and with many of them over-promising and under-delivering. How does Leech Protocol stand out, and what special features are from Leech? So, I mean, the special feature that we want to make DeFi easy again for you and yield farming easy for you. First of all, that's the biggest one. And regarding the over-promising and under-delivering, so for now we don't promise anything. And what we do, we try to create a community that is eager to learn more about the DeFi and yield farming. So we got our own team of researchers who are gonna research something, and naturally we cannot automate everything, every strategy into the protocol. So what we are going to do, we are going to share all the strategy that looks valid for us, for you to do your own research, but it's gonna be from our team, and you can just use it for free and or almost for free, and to try to yield farm on your own, of course, like uh, with any risks associated. And if you don't like it, and if you don't want to invest that much time, you will be able to join among the first the Leech protocol as the user when it's gonna be live, because this is our product is not still live. So I believe I've answered this question. Vlad, thank you very much. I think, what do you think about making the second stream about the risks? Maybe we can deep dive into the risks and on your bullet points from 7 to 10 point bullets that you mentioned. What do you think about that?
It's not should be related to me. We should see how our
Yeah,
audience,
I got your point.
like
You
guys,
should vote.
guys and
Yeah.
girls, if you're listening us, if you like the streams, if you like how we explain like what's going on and how everything works, please share this video, and we will see if it will be popular. We will continue our lessons. So that's all on your side.
Community is the key. Thank you very much, Vlad. Thank you, everyone. This stream is gonna be recorded and it's gonna be in our socials. And all the comments that we answered will share the total prize pool of 200 United States dollars divided. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Cheers. Enjoy your holidays and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Bye.
Thank you
Thank you.
too. Happy holidays.